best piece of advice anyone can give to an accident victim is never talking to the other person's insurance company or signing anything without first talking to a personal injury lawyer that specializes in all types of accidents like car and truck accidents, also who's experienced in handling negotiations with insurance companies. Welcome everyone to our 18th Philadelphia Accident and Injury Google Hangout. My name is Renee, and again we'll be talking with Rand Spear, Philadelphia's accident attorney, about the legal process and how his law firm handles cases to protect you from insurance companies and preserve your rights. Hi Rand, how are things in Philadelphia today?
Very good. How are you doing, Renee? It's nice to speak with you today.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Absolutely.
I understand that one of the most common questions clients ask you is, how will my case proceed? Tell us a little bit how you answer that question.
Well, you know, it depends on the type of case and the complexity is, but at the beginning it's important to know that we offer a free consultation. So most of the calls come in via the phone or through the internet, and you get to speak with either someone from my office or me directly, Rand Spear, and we talk about your case, the injuries, how it happened, where it happened. We tell you what to do, what evidence to gather, and we basically try to give you all the necessary information so that you can basically put the case together. If you want us to help you, we would love to represent you. We will have you come into the office, or we can send an investigator out to meet with you. We're open nights, we're open weekends, we're available when the clients are available. And then basically what happens is we go through an investigation and we gather all of the information and all the documents, and if we can, we'd like to get photos, depending whether it's a slip and fall or a motor vehicle. If someone is in the hospital, we want pictures of the cars or the locations or the conditions or the injuries. We want to gather as much information as we can. We want to investigate who's responsible for causing the accident. And then what we try to do is gather all of the information, put together a package, and see if the insurance company has any indication that they're willing to discuss a reasonable settlement. And if they are, we'll certainly have those conversations with them and see what we can do to resolve the case. But if not, we have to be prepared to go forward with litigation, which is nothing more than filing a lawsuit or a complaint in the court where the accident occurred. And that starts the process, and we're with you every step of the way with depositions or answering interrogatories, which are really nothing more than written questions. And then we come up for a hearing, and we could either go to an arbitration or we could go to a jury trial, depending on the facts of the accident. But I will tell you that in the end, the vast majority of all cases do get resolved without going to trial. So the clients really need to understand that if we put in the requisite hard work and investigation and put the pieces of the puzzle together in the right way, most likely the case will get resolved before trial.
Well, that's good to know. Over the years, I've had many conversations with friends and family about it being expensive to hire an attorney. You mentioned that all your initial consultations are done at no charge to your client. So how do you get paid for all your work you just mentioned above?
Well, it's really very simple. We only get paid if we win the case or if we settle the case. If I don't win, if the client is not going to win their case, they owe me nothing. In fact, we lay out all the expenses to file the lawsuit, to take depositions, to do an investigation, and the same holds true with my expenses. We only get reimbursed if we win the case. If we don't win, the client does not owe us anything. So essentially, there's no financial risk to the client. If we win, we are compensated. If we don't win, we are not compensated. And that's what's called a contingent fee agreement. And that is how most personal injury attorneys operate. The client signs a contingent fee agreement at the beginning of the case so they know exactly where they stand. They know exactly what it's going to cost, and so there's really no guesswork. Everyone knows exactly what's expected, and then we go to work and work very hard to try and win the case so that we can be compensated for our efforts on behalf of.
Okay, are you still there, Ran? I think I lost you. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good, good, good. I had one other question because you know, this is something over the years that you know, I've discussed with friends and family. You know, why should I really hire an attorney to do this part of the process for me rather than do it on my own and try to negotiate with an insurance company? What's the pitfall to something like that so the audience can understand more clearly?
I think one of the most important things to understand is that the insurance company on the other side is very skilled at what they do. They have lawyers, agents, investigators, all ready to perform on their side. It's extremely difficult for an individual to go up against the insurance company without knowing the law, without knowing what they're entitled to. And you know, there have been statistics over the years that clearly demonstrate that you get far in excess of what an individual would get from an insurance company if you go with an attorney who is able to represent your interests, knows exactly what pieces of the puzzle or elements you need in order to prove your damages, and let the insurance company know that if they don't act reasonably, that they are going to be subject to a lawsuit, and they're going to find themselves in a court of law, and they're going to be in front of a judge and jury, and they're going to be forced to do the right thing. And unfortunately, in this day and age, I find that's what motivates the insurance companies to settle claims, knowing that we're not going to go away, that we're not going to disappear, and at the end of the day, they're going to have to pay us a reasonable settlement, so why not pay it now and avoid the expenses of litigation?
One last question before we go. Living in Florida, they have something you call here bad faith. Is there something like that in Pennsylvania where insurance companies need to act in good faith, and if they're not acting in good faith, you know, there could be a problem with how they're handling the process?
Well, the short answer is yes, there is bad faith, but you really have to be careful how you put together those types of cases. You know, the insurance company could say, well, we had a different perspective, or we had a different valuation as to someone's injuries. So those claims, they do occur and they do happen, and oftentimes when we win, they're very large awards, but they're difficult to prove. So you really have to put the case together properly from the beginning, and you have to notify the insurance company of all the damages and all the issues, and only then, when they really do act in bad faith and don't acknowledge and offer to settle the claim in a reasonable manner, can you really set them up to pursue a bad faith claim. So I wouldn't really rely on that. I would really rely more on choosing the right lawyer, proving your damages, documenting everything in the right manner, so that whenever you go to court, you're able to really establish how it's impacted your life, whether it's physical, psychological, you've lost time from work, it's interfered with, let's say you have pain and suffering, or loss of life enjoyment. You know, when an accident happens, it impacts so many aspects of someone's life. You have to really be in a position to talk about all of those issues and document all of those issues and bring in necessary witnesses if need be in order to prove your case and obtain a maximum recovery for what happened.
Well, like always, listening to you express or articulate, you know, the importance of hiring an attorney if ever you're involved in an accident or injury, I think it becomes more and more critical. If you have a case in Pennsylvania or New Jersey related to any accident or injury, please call Rand Spear, the accident lawyer, at 888-373, the number 4, and law, L-A-W. Or you can visit the firm at www.randspear.com. Again, Rand, thanks for sharing your experience and knowledge with our audience.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Renee. Thank you.
And I want to thank everybody else for participating today, and I invite everyone to come back and hang out next time when we'll be discussing a new and important topic. That's all for now, and goodbye.